Hi, this is Sue's Book Nook and my name is Sue. Today I'll be reviewing Sweet Molly Alone by Barry Durham. I received a digital copy of the book from the author in exchange for an honest review. Now this is the fourth book in the DCI Alfred Stone Supernatural Crime Mystery series, and some time ago on this channel I reviewed the first three books in the series. I will put links down below if you'd like to check those out. The series is set in Lancashire, England, and about back in the 1800s there was actually in real life a very famous witch trial. There was a woman nicknamed Old Demdike, and she along with several other women were accused and hanged for witchcraft. Now the author has taken this little bit of history and invented a whole new set of characters that are the descendants of these originally accused women, and they still live in the area, they practice the old ways, and many of them have some really interesting abilities of their own, and they have reoccurring appearances throughout this series. DCI Alfred Stone is the chief investigator within this series, although he sort of takes a back seat in this particular volume because he's on family leave with the birth of his first child. So D.I. Johnson is sort of the main detective of the case today in this book. The story begins when a young woman who's been away from home for some time returns and finds the lifeless body of her boyfriend at the bottom of the stairs. D.I. Johnson and her team are brought onto the scene to investigate, and it seems like there's no trauma to the body, no outward signs of disturbances in the home or break-in or anything. It seems like it's going to be a cut and dried case of natural causes. But the coroner finds something very mysterious. Someone has shoved a pair of women's underwear into the victim's mouth. That means someone else was present at the time of death. And now there's a suspicion of foul play involved. While the police are still kind of conducting their initial investigations, a young woman by the name of Mary arrives on the scene. She is a acquaintance of the girlfriend of the victim, and she's also well known to Detective Johnson. She has made an appearance earlier in the series, the previous book definitely, and I think the one right before that as well. Mary was at one time an aide in a nursing home and came to discover that she was able to kind of sense the presence and speak with the recently departed. And so she is also one of these descendants that I mentioned earlier. And she offers to sort of step into the house once the coroner has removed the body and see if she can sense the presence of the deceased in any way. But when she enters the house, she senses absolutely nothing from the victim. It's as if he never was in the house. It's like he's been completely erased. Now this puts this crime in a whole nother realm of reality. There's obviously something supernatural involved that had that kind of power. So soon a pattern begins to develop. Other bodies are found, similar modus operandi, for lack of a better term. And now D.I. Johnson knows that she has a supernatural serial killer she has to hunt down. I've enjoyed this series immensely. It brings together all my favorite things. I love British crime novels. I love anything to do with supernatural. It also has a bit of a horror feel to it. It'll give you chills with some of the imagery that it presents. Mr. Durham's created like a really great team between Stone and Johnson, and I love the way, even though Stone is away on family leave, when he does make appearances throughout this book and kind of returns back to work, he doesn't like take over the case. He still leaves Detective Johnson in charge and just kind of assists her along the way, which I liked. It's grown beyond a typical police crime procedural type novel. We have this sort of extended, unofficial, professional assistance from the supernatural group, the descendants of Old Demdike and the other witches. They bring in their particular abilities and very unique abilities, I should say. And it's like not everybody on the force knows of their existence or their abilities. Detective Stone's direct superior does know, which kind of helps when you're bringing civilians on crime scenes that could disturb the case or bring into question any evidence they collect. But he knows of the abilities they have and the assistance they can aid, for the police. The series progressed each character as well. So in terms of like Stone and Johnson, not only do we see their professional life, but we see their personal life, the relationships they've built with these people in the area, either through marriage or friendship. And each character is just so well developed, and there's new ones popping up here and there, and sometimes not all their abilities present themselves right away. So you find out someone can do something and suddenly they're able to do other things as the series goes. Fans of, I'd say, like Ben Aranovic's Peter Grant series, which is sort of a mystery supernatural thing as well, will really find familiar territory, you might say, in here. And it's just funny because familiar territory is the name of one of his books, Mr. Durham's books. But Sweet Molly Alone is it has some subject of like rape and murder, so I would say this is definitely not for younger readers. It's for mature readers only. But anybody who's a fan of like Aranovic's books, British crime novels, supernatural stories, witchcraft, will find something within the pages of this book to really intrigue them. And I hope you guys give it a try. Definitely begin with the Demdike Legacy and read your way through the series, because like I said, there's a lot of character development that occurs throughout here, and you don't want to just kind of jump into like the end. I would start from the beginning and work your way through. Hope you enjoyed the review, hope you give it a try, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.